Hi guys, it's your sister Mary. Trust you're doing well. Welcome to another week of study abroad video. Woo! For this video, I want to talk to people about postgraduate education. But I just want to assure you that if you are in Africa and you have the fundings to support yourself to do your master's or PhD in your home country, there are very good quality universities across the length and breadth of Africa. And don't think that only schooling abroad will make you better. There's no policy that says that if you school in your home country you will not find a good job. It's a lie, it's a delusion. If you have the funds to support yourself, you have a good work, a good business going on, you don't have to abandon it to travel abroad. But if your course of study, or you don't have funding, or the specific course you want to do is not done in your country, or you just want to have the international experience, then I think this video is very good for you, because I'm going to share with you my experiences. So one thing that I seem to hinder people when they want to start applying for schools abroad is the fact that they consider what their other colleagues have gotten on their transcripts. So if he or she want to apply to Norway and the person hears that Mary got a GPA of 3.83, they are not motivated that, oh, if they only accept people with a GPA of 3.83, then I'm not qualified. But I think that is a fallacy, and you need to look at the individual course requirements, because for most of the schools the first class does not really count as compared to the individual course requirement. There are some specific courses you are required to have taken in your undergraduate before you be able to take those master's courses. So those requirements are very, very important. And being an academic person, I just want you to know that if you put in an application, do your very best to put in the very best. For example, if they are asking for proposal, don't go to the internet and do copy and paste. There are so many tools and softwares these days that are used to catch plagiarism. Sit down, plan your study, and if you don't really have a definite plan, please don't even start the application. And stop bothering people that I want to apply. You need to have a plan. First, you have to know the specific course of study. There are many courses for that postgraduate study that you need to have a background or a foundational training in specific areas. You just cannot go to do a master's in a medical course when you don't have an undergraduate in any medical related courses. So those are things you should know. Other courses too are quite open. They are not strict on your foundational course. So these are some of the things I think you should know. For me, my undergraduate, I combined English with linguistics. So that was my area of study. So applying for a master's in linguistics was on the right track, considering my background. Furthermore, when you are applying for schools outside, you should also consider whether they require you to produce an English proficiency results or to GRE. These are requirements that if you miss, most schools will not pardon you for that. For some schools, they will give you conditional offer, waiting for you to produce exams results of these TOEFL, Ielts or GRE. Then they will give you your offer. For some schools, if you lack all these proficiency exams, you will not be given the offer at all. So it's also one thing to consider. Are you ready to study to write GRE? GRE is a combination of mathematics and other things. If you are not ready to read, don't even start the application. Are you ready to write Ielts, which is English-based exams, or even TOEFL? These are questions you should be asking yourself even before you put in an application. Most schools require you to have people providing you references. Your referee should be someone who has been associated with you academically, or if it is your boss at workplace, the person should have engaged with you and know your area of expertise. because whatever the referee will write on that reference letter will have a great impact on whether you are accepted or not. So if you were one of those people who never said hello or hi to your lecturers at the uni, and you just decided to put in an application, you quickly jump to the department that I need reference letter, what do you expect them to write about you? They can only write about your grades. Maybe you had first class, so they can write, okay, he was a student, he took one of my course and had a first class, but they do not have interpersonal relationship with you. They cannot really write outside the box. They can only write what they see on your CV. So preparing for postgraduate education begins with even creating relationship even with the people who will have to give you reference letters. If it is your boss, make sure that you have a good cordial relationship with your boss. Don't be fighting with your boss and suddenly decide to go for reference letters. If the references are produced anonymously, you don't get to see what is written on the reference letter. You wouldn't know what he or she would provide for you. So it's one other thing I want to share with you, that make all those preparations. So you don't wait till 2 days to the deadline of your application. You start chasing people that I need reference letters. The truth is they also have their own lives, and their lives do not depend on your reference letters. So if you want them to produce a reference letter for you, the earlier you contact them, the better, because you can't just go to an institution and tell a senior lecturer, a professor, an associate professor that I need a reference letter and it must be produced now. No, they have their own lives, they have things they are doing, they are managing different other things. So before you put in the application, make sure these things you've already done the background work. Don't wait till a week before the deadline before you start contacting people, start writing proposals. You might end up writing a clumsy proposals. Not all educational institutions accept proposal. For my PhD in US application, nobody asks for a proposal. Why? Because their system is different from the European system. The American system and I think the Canadian system requires coursework. So you take series of courses before you are allowed to decide which area you would want to research, which is quite different when you move to Europe. I've had Norwegian experience, I've had UK experience. So when you move to Europe, what you need to do is you need to have a proposal down. You need to have a definite plan of action. So before I applied to the University of Brighton, I had a proposed topic, and that is what I worked with for my PhD. I didn't change it. You are free to change it along the course of your study, but I didn't change my topic. That is what I worked with for the 3 years, 6 months of my full-time study. So you should have a definite plan. And for some projects too, they are advertised. So it is not you who is developing an area of research. The university has some funding and they want to do some investigations, and they want people who want to work in specific topics. So they have the topics there. You still have to write a proposal to meet that topic. If you've not written a proposal before, I suggest you go to the internet. There are very good educational blogs that teaches on how to write proposals. If your proposal is not interesting, nobody will spend hours reading it. No. So you should be very careful how you construct your proposal. These are things I think you should have them in mind even before you start with your application. And finally, not every application is free. For some schools, you have to pay what we call the application fee, and it is very important that you pay the application fee except you have an exemption. For most schools, your applications will not be processed unless you pay the application fee. And most importantly, for PhD research, it is advisable and certainly required that you get in touch with the supervisor before you put in any application. I cannot overemphasize that. You need someone who will agree to be working with you. You need to be in touch with someone. For some schools, it's possible that you could just put in an application and they will get in touch with you. But for many schools that I've gotten in touch with, it's better to introduce yourself to someone, and the person will recommend you when your application comes to the department and they are deliberating. Oh, I know this person, she'll be good, I'm in touch with her and I like her area of study. But you shouldn't just be an anonymous person whose research will just jump into the department and one day they just, who is this person? We don't know much about you. Then, so it's better to get in touch. Okay, so I'll end here for today. I'll come your way another time. If you have any question, comments, do not forget to put in the comment box, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll come to you again on this same issue, taking it from another dimension. Once again, my name is Mary, and see you another time. Bye.